My experience with being on the range with guys is exactly the opposite of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up in like 2017 to my first Steel Challenge competition, and I was like, I got an ego. I'm a man. I'm
A-type.
Right. I'm like, man, I know I'm going to do horrible, but I got to do better. And everyone was like, anybody new here? Raise my hand. They're like, all right, go last. Watch what everyone else does, and more importantly, watch what everyone else doesn't do, which means, you know, all the gun safety stuff.
Right.
And I went last, and they're like, good job, man. Solid first run. Like, let's roll. It was like nobody pointed and laughed.
Yeah, none of that.
Blocked you or whatever. It was great. And
We love you.
that vintage bottle shop out there is a freaking ripoff. They got all the nicest bourbon sitting in a glass case with the sun blasting it. I was like,
it's just crushing it.
I was like, listen, guys, like I don't want to sound like a
go
dick,
to
but
Specs.
yeah, I was like,
Specs
if you know anything about bourbon, you shouldn't be letting it sit in the sun.
That's
like,
to
what are you
attract you
doing?
and suck you in.
Yeah.
That's why all mine sits in the basement in a dungeon in a dark corner.
Stay
It's like,
cool,
oh my
stay
God,
nice,
it's
stay sexy.
beautiful.
Just
There's
sit
18
there.
layers of dust on it.
Yep.
I was doing a live, I forgot what it was, like about a week or two. And one guy's like, you're drinking Blanton's out of the bottle. I'm like, yeah, man, it's a bench drink. It doesn't matter. Blanton's is dog shit anyways. They're like, oh my God, how dare you? I'm like, bro, it got popular in a movie, and they limited the availability of it because of a movie. And then this, you're an idiot. The stuff was $35 a bottle back in the day.
100%. And
Like,
that's all it's
nobody
worth.
cares. Yeah, it's not. Oh, thanks, dear. Which one's mine? Well, that's bullshit. I see how this works. That's okay.
Yeah, there's a bottle of homemade bourbon floating around outside.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
Mhm, that jug was pretty. So if you
Did
ever
you get a
the
pull of that?
chance, no, like if you ever get the chance, yeah, I did.
Nice.
It's not bad. If you ever get the chance, you just need to buy bottles of Blood Oath.
Those
Blood
I haven't
Oath is
had a bad.
amazing.
What do they call
Thank
them?
you, Tim.
The books are. What do they label them as? Like
Packs.
Packs.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
it,
pack
yeah.
1 through it. So I have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I haven't bought any 8 or 9 yet. I've had them. They're okay. But like pack number 1 still eludes me because I didn't get on that bandwagon until like
Oh,
number
man,
3.
good luck finding it now too.
I can find it, but it's like $2,300.
Oh,
but it's still
F5.
cheaper than that shitty Pappy Van Winkle garbage that everybody way overbuys. Like, I got this bottle of Pappy. I'm like, oh, cool, another restricted item. That the bottle is only $210. Like, stop it. My local bar gets it allocated. Like, when I help them set up their bourbon list, I'm like, just stop. It's not that impressive. you want something that's as close to Pappy as people. You get, what is it, the boarding house pour off? It's basically Pappy pour off.
So what are your thoughts on Weller?
I have like 7 bottles of different Wellers. Like, I like Weller. I like Weller a lot. It's a good drink.
Special Reserve is 100% overrated.
It-
rated.
it
That was
is.
literally a
The rye is good. I like
I
the
haven't had
rye.
that yet.
I like the rye, but I like Weller. I like that that 1920 blah blah blah.
Old Forester?
Yeah, the Old Forester.
The
1920 's good.
1910's my jam.
Yeah,
That's good
that's
stuff.
another good one too.
The
There's
Weller,
so many good
the
bottles.
107 absolutely just destroys me. I'm too small for that shit. I get fucking
It
hammered.
is a stout man drink.
It is.
You need to be a pro to put down more than 2 ounce pour. of that.
The Weller 12, if you can find it at less
Weller
than
12 is a
$100,
good
I
one.
think is well worth it. But I think
It's good.
most of these people now they're onto the secondary market. You find that on a shelf somewhere that's $4.99, $5.99. It's ridiculous. It's 100% not worth it. I'm very thankful for my bourbon journey because now I can walk into any liquor store and find a 35 bottle.
$35 to $40
I'm-
bottle. That is a perfect pour.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good with that. A lot of it. Truth.
I
What are we
purposely
talking about?
never got into it because like I got into
It's like guns and cars.
Yeah,
and
I got
watches.
into beer pretty heavy,
Oh.
and like the different brews and all that. I did that pretty heavy.
It's not
And then
Corona, I don't
coffee,
care.
right?
Oh, yeah.
We were in a coffee journey together, and then I was like, you know what?
When we got to see the Big Tex
Bourbon.
coffee? Like, when's the Big Tex package coffee?
We sent out coffee one year,
Yeah.
for Christmas
Yeah.
presents.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah,
I
I've got
need
some
to get on that.
contacts
Have
in
a
that.
you should have a Big Tex brew. Big Tex blended coffee would be good. Good Sumatra or something.
I still
a nice dark
got some
roast.
Big Tex pocket sand laying on my bench.
Oh yeah,
Never
I've,
got-
I've still got a bag of it on my safe. Like it sits up on the wall of my locker, you know, with a big magnet on it. Like
Yeah.
it's in the event of an emergency in case somebody breaks in. I'm not grabbing the shotgun. They're getting pocket sand first, and then I'm gonna take a picture of them.
right?
Empty pack of packets on them. It's like suppressed 22 pistol. Like
So,
didn't
yesterday
think that was
taking
gonna happen.
Alex Hartman's class, he's like, we're shooting out the distance. He's like, if you're gonna miss, just try to miss low. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe even if you're lucky, you'll get a skip round. I was
Skip
like,
round it.
are you talking about ballistically pocket sanding someone?
Yeah.
It's like pretty much.
Pretty
yes.
much. Yeah. And the funny thing was, like, Alex jokes about that. Nobody gets it. They're like, is he serious? Like, oh, my God, you people need to relax. Like, tomorrow's class is going to be so funny.
You can use it to call wind, too.
Yes.
You can sprinkle it and see which way the dust
Little
goes.
pinhole. Yeah.
Never thought about that. We
There
could
we go.
Ballistic
It's a whole new marketing.
Whole new
It
market
is.
right
Ballistic
there.
sand.
Ballistic sand.
now.
coming to
It's like
Big
the
Tex
powder
Ordnance
wind
Podcast.
check
like it-
stuff we used to use, like deer hunting. You know, you're like, okay, wind's this way. I'm going to go here. But now we have ballistic pocket
Like
sand.
those little chalk bags for like bowling alleys.
Yeah.
You just like smack it and a little puff comes out. And you see a little
good,
fairy
yeah.
dust go in
And then
the
it
wind.
swirls, and you're like, oh my God, it's 3.5 mils left by 8 right and 3 up. Hold low left, send it. Ding. Tomorrow's class is going to be miserable up there.
Are you
What are you
teaching?
teaching tomorrow? You're on the 800 tomorrow.
So here's the thing.
Right.
We can't share that range, me and Alex, because of
Yeah.
the way it's set up. So we talked about it last night. He goes, bro, I'm like, Alex, this is going to be a fucking disaster with my, like, 18 people, his 18 people. He goes, like, you know what we're going to do? I said, yeah, I know exactly what we're going to do. People are going to show up tomorrow. And there's going to be a 36-student class of me, Alex, and Reston all teaching the same shit on the same range together. We're like, fucking, it's Sunday. We're just going to, like, everybody's going to show up, like, whose class is which? Doesn't matter, because it's the three of us are all going to teach, because we're all teaching the same thing, basically, at that point. Where it's a scope, carbine, whatever. Like, yeah, why share the range? We'll just do it all together.
That's good news for me because I took Jared and Alex yesterday.
So
So
we're just
I'm in
gonna,
your
like-
class tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
we're just going to do it. Like, sure, whatever. I don't care. Like,
great
yeah.
news.
Yeah, we're just going to, like, keep bouncing stuff all over and whatever. Because we can. Because who's going to argue with us?
I mean, you're teaching the class.
We're teaching the class. They
Yeah.
can't argue if they can leave.
Yeah.
It's pretty
You
easy.
can find another class. To
Yeah, you can go take go see Cowan. Leave me
Go
alone.
take a Brocos class. Where's Dan? Somewhere around
Street
here.
Fighter 75.
Do you want to roll it in, or you want me to?
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been recording for an hour already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're halfway
We
through
actually
now.
hit the record
Yeah, we're
button.
halfway through this.
But if you stuck around this long, welcome
Hi,
to the
we're here.
Big
Welcome to
Tex
the
Ordnance
Big
Podcast.
Tex Ordnance Podcast. I'm Steve Fisher. I'm not your host. But I'm just kind of here, along with Ike and everybody.
Yeah, so like Steve said, no, it's great. Like, AI's not going to replace me. It's going to be Steve Fisher.
I'm good. I'll come down and do this weekly. I don't care.
We'll just have you do the intros on all of them.
I will.
He knows a lot better than I do. So
It's okay.
He did a very good job.
he did.
I
He sounded like he's been practicing that all weekend, just waiting for this moment.
I have been waiting for this opportunity again.
This is your third show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'll get like an official Big Tex T-shirt or something.
Yeah, with like 3 big stars
Awesome,
on
man.
it.
That'd be so cool.
I mean, you were one of the catalysts to us starting the podcast, and we've talked about that before. I don't know if we've talked about it with you.
Yeah, we did.
but
I
like,
think they're that
yeah.
one event. You're like, this is why we kind of like, why? Because we were just sitting in the shop bullshit
Yeah.
one day, just talking guns and gear and stuff. Like, we should do a podcast. We're losing a lot of info. Like, okay, whatever. It's gun stuff. It's stupid. It doesn't matter. It's just gun stuff. Nobody cares anymore. You have ARFCOM. We're okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Tex Ordnance Podcast, sponsored by AR15.com and Brownells. Well, wait, hold on. How's that working out now?
Primary Arms.
Arms.
We're sponsored by Primary Arms. Remember, Primary Arms sends you candy. So if you don't get candy in your order, email their customer service.
I'm just calling Ken Ross direct. Ken, I didn't get my candy. Man, we'll just meet up in Houston, go smoke cigars. I know this place. All right, Ken, let's go. I do like me some Ken. Ken's an interesting dude. He has his moments in life.
Another interesting dude that we know has joined us. Longtime listener, first-time guest, Cain
Frey.
Frey.
Yep.
See, I was asking you if I could say your last name there, so we can.
His
have my
real
permission.
last name or his fake real last name?
I go by King Kai on Facebook. That's a stupid little story in itself, but yeah, Cain Frey.
And is this your second symposium?
Second symposium. First time was I think fall of 21.
Yeah, our fall year, our cold.
Yeah, that was a little
symposium.
chilly.
Yeah.
Jared had a
Yeah, it was
huge
only like
bonfire.
100 degrees that year versus 110.
It was nice out here today. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday
bit
was actually
warm?
pretty nice. We had cloud cover the entire day.
The cloud
Yeah.
cover and the breeze was nice
Yeah.
today. It kept it pretty good.
I think the rain will stay out of our hair for most of tomorrow too.
Yeah, I
so
think
that'll be
it'll be
cool.
So everybody knows Steve, or they should know Steve. Tell our audience that might not know you a little bit of your background that you want to talk about and why you're actually here.
I guess I'll roll the same footage as when instructors ask for a brief introduction. I consider myself a professional student. I realized one day that I had a safe full of really not nice stuff that I didn't know how to use. So I started seeking training, started using it, found out how nice it wasn't, started replacing things and getting better, and just a dry sponge of knowledge. Been competing and all that for about 7 years now. Coming to stuff like this, and here I am again, professional student.
And you're shooting QP this year pretty hardcore, right?
I shoot quantified performance. I shoot IWI gas gun series at New Holland in Pennsylvania, and basically every free weekend I'll try to soak up anything in a 3-hour radius of me to shoot. So I stay pretty active. I'm doing shooting events probably 2-3 weekends a year.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I wish I had time to do that. Jeez.
And what about the Steve Road Show has begun for 2024?
Man,
Where have you been so far?
we're having.
You've been to Texas. Told me you were coming by.
I've been to
Didn't
Texas
come by.
a couple of times this year already. You know, I started in January. I know schedules got messed up. You know, I kicked off January before SHOT Show. Was here in the Houston area before SHOT, and then I went right into California for a couple of days, 3-4 days of teaching there. Rolled into SHOT, left SHOT. Hit the big tour up through Washington with some of the Criminal Justice Training Center programs and a few other dudes helping do some trainer stuff there. Broke out of there, came back east, went back west, back here. It's just been nonstop so far. Like I've been home probably 2 weeks this year total since January already, if that's even a real number. And I leave here and I'm back home for like a 48-hour refit and flip, and it's back for a couple of consulting gigs on some projects that are going on within the industry. Then I'm back on it again. A couple of pretty special contract courses this year that I'm pretty excited about. One of them that's been in process for about a year now, year and a half of development. We're setting up one of the first armed teacher programs in one of the states out west from one of the big major counties out there. Like the sheriff is very pro-gun, pro-protection. He's been a friend for years. He's kind of been in that circle through like Light Fighter and Pat and all these other guys for years, and we've always stayed in touch. And he's like, hey, man, I got grant money. I've got this. You helped us set up some other programs for our resource officers with some long gun stuff and other things. And he's like, this is what I'm working on. I'm like, yeah, I want in. He's like, all right, cool. So I literally have like 4 weeks this year. Literally 2 weeks, basically. Like at one point is nothing more than like a weekish plus of nothing but surgical shooting with a pistol for literally like 5 odd days. And I'm just gonna, these poor people, they're gonna be shooting B8s and A-zone IPSC targets so their eyes bleed, right? But I've got a blank slate with like 18 teachers and a bunch of others within the school system, and then the program is pretty highly evolved over the past year plus of where we've gotten with guns, dots, biometric safes, med plan, like medical packages, like all of it. So it's going to be pretty inclusive over the next, what I'll say, like month or so, month and a half of training time with them. So it's going to be, it's a pretty cool thing because the state is watching it. Like they're watching it hard and heavy, and if it goes, it could be a bigger project in that state right now. So I'm pretty excited about that one. That's one of the special ones this year. Then after that, it's just a lot of train-to-trainer stuff and open enrollment classes across the country.
How many students are you averaging these days? Like how many you think you got in 2023?
Oh God, when I really punched the numbers, I'm gonna say it was around 1,100 last year. I think overall.
Oh wow,
it was about 1,100 students last year overall. And that's like contract courses, departments. You know, you get 25 instructors in a class. You know, for a couple days, and then some others. But it was right around 1,000, 1,100. I think the numbers were last year. It was a very busy year, and you know, there's stuff that's not on the books, right? People don't see on the calendar because it doesn't apply to anybody other than the contract host. But yeah, so it's like you're going to spend 3 days, and you're going to cycle through, you know, 50 instructors or whatever for our program, or our agency, or our department. Like, okay, here we go. You know, so rinse, wash, repeat. So there's a lot of that. Well, people will only see the open enrollment schedule. You know, I don't need to put out, you know, most of the contract course stuff or what have you. You know, outside the le.gov, mil, whatever, you know, whoever it is. But yeah, it was a busy year last year. It's been a busy year this year. I still have this gut check feeling that we're going to hit a wall pretty soon, and probably around June, it's going to taper right off. We get a lot of like 7 and 8s, right, for student levels, versus the 20, 15, whatever, 12, student roster list. I think we're going to see a lot of that start to taper off pretty heavy, coming in like Q3 of the year, going into Q4 of the election cycle. Ammo's going up again. Like some of the companies have already announced all that, like literally 7% on 9mm ammo.
Yep.
Right now, plus the LE ammo costs and everything else. So everybody's going to follow in suit with that. It's just the nature of the business right now. But we see this cycle. We see this every couple of years. So it's
it just so happens to be typically in an election year.
Always typically an election year. There's not a lot of panic yet. People spent a lot of money in the last panic. Maybe this eclipse thing Monday will like turn everybody into the end of the world zombie apocalypse again or something. We're like,
there's
I need
earthquakes
to buy
in
all
Pennsylvania
this.
these days.
Yeah, earthquakes, New York, like the thing fell over in the water or something. That really didn't happen, people, so relax.
There's a bridge that fell over somewhere.
Yeah, that happens every year. If somebody gets drunk, drives a barge into it, it's okay. It's not that nefarious.
I mean, there's a lot of. I was having this conversation with Ben and Rachel.
Yeah.
From
On-site.
the other day, and we're talking about cars and vehicles and everything, and there's a lot. I mean, I know there's people struggling in Texas and the Houston area, but we're kind of sheltered here with the fact that there's a big oil industry presence. Yes. I mean, it is here.
Oil and gas, it's here.
And that pumps a lot of money, so we don't see the issues that are plaguing some areas of the country with
infrastructure money is real money.
Economic issues and stuff. So, it's tight.
We've got a lot of
seeing
wind
it. Everybody's
here, though,
seeing
too. You've got a lot of wind here as well, like as far as the windmill stuff and wind companies. So we start to see all that.
That's just write-offs. Those are just write-offs.
It's such bullshit.
Those are just write-offs, man.
It's like solar. It's like solar. Solar's the best thing in the world. I can plug my Tesla into my garage. Stop it. Nobody cares about your dumb car.
So, on the East Coast, it was last year. A lot of the Teslas got stuck on 95 in the winter in a blizzard.
Winter in the blizzards.
It turns out an electric heater doesn't work very long, and things got bad for him fast.
Oh.
I think they were eating bread out of a Wonder Bread truck overnight because there was no getting to them. I'm like,
they had that in Tahoe last year and this year and stuff with the big snowstorms.
Yep.
I'm just like, why, people? Why? But whatever. It's green. It's for the environment, bro. Except for the big diesel generator out back from the hotel here that has the power of the 6 charging stations.
right.
Yeah. But when we started the show,
Yes.
we were talking about a couple things that y'all both have experience with. I have a little bit of experience with. I just put one in, but we were talking about the new, or they're not. Should we call them new? Are they still new? The new barrels from Sons of Liberty, right? The precision barrels. I mean, they're new.
Within the last year.
Within the last year. We can call them
I think
new
Steve and I
precision
both
barrels.
got some of the first runs.
Yeah.
But I think they're pretty well available right now.
Yeah. Depending on what link, 14.5 is hard to get a hold of for us. I mean, generally, 14.5 is hard to get a hold of. And the 6 Max stuff is either not been put out yet or it has in very limited quantities.
6 Max barrels. There was a shipment that came in recently, right, for some of the I think they're for guns already existing in the order queue, depending on who and what. But, we've been running a lot of the new the 5.56 SPR precision, whatever barrel it's called. I think it's just a precision barrel now.
Yep.
Precision profile, SPR profile, something like that.
Something cool like that. It's a very technical term. It's a really accurate barrel in a gun. It's amazing. But that barrel's been really good for me. I've got a pair of 16-inch guns that I consider like my scoped carbine, whatever term guys are using these days of SPR, DMR, whatever, cool kid gun. It's a carbine with a big scope on it that lets me shoot further and more accurately. It's the best term. I mean, it's a carbine with a really great barrel and it's a very capable setup. Like the accuracy has been outstanding when I compare it to like some of my other guns, like either some of my old FN guns or my PRI Mark 12 guns, even my Knights guns, the LPR stuff that I've got in a lot of those configurations in the safe and on the wall. And it's keeping track with pretty much everybody else right now. So it's been a very solid barrel, and it's even more accurate than some of the others that I've got. And again, it's like, ammo is a requirement, right? You're just not going to feed a PMC bronze and expect it to do miracles.
Yeah.
And this has always been my headache with a lot of stuff in classes, and I talk to this, is like, you've got $4,000 mall laser on your gun. You've got, a $300 tape switch set up with your $400 flashlight, your whatever, 1 to 6, 1 to 8, $3,000 scope on this thing, and all this garbage, and you're shooting ball bottom feeder ammo. So why are you limiting the capabilities of the equipment?
I've seen that several times. Like, buy a Lamborghini, dry it off the lot, and then go fill the tank full of diesel.
What's wrong with that? You don't do that? I do that with Reynolds all the time.
I wonder.
It's a rental. I don't care about them. That's always the problem, right? Most people are never going to experience the capabilities or the abilities of all that equipment in a gun because they're chinsing out on the ammo aspect. And it's like, hey, man, buy some good ammo for that gun. Shoot it well. And then go play with your bottom feeder blaster ammo in whatever gun you have. But if you have a gun with those kind of capabilities and equipment, why are you not feeding it the best ammo possible? Well, it's expensive. Well, so is that $3,000 Night Force you just put on top of your gun.
Yeah.
And a $300, $400 Badger mount with your 12 o'clock offset with another $600 dot on top.
Yeah, they're laying behind $5,500 feeding 55 grain, whatever was at the top of the list on ammo seat that day.
Scorpion zucchini something ammo. I don't even know. Just feed it in the gun, right? It works. I don't get that. I understand it, but when they see that price tag shock, right, they're like, oh, it's just expendable. Right?
But we were talking about that a little bit earlier too. Is I think it's beneficial for a lot of guys to understand that you could even have two barrels from the same brand.
Yes.
And one might like 77 grain of this, the other one's gonna like 69 grain of this.
Absolutely.
So what guys you got to manage your expectations and explore. If you get married to a brand and get it in another barrel, and now it's suddenly a 1.5 MOA barrel, it's like, well, just try something else. I have a sample platter on my in my gun room. I'll go out to the range and feed 5-shot groups through a barrel and just see what it likes. If it's 55 grain from Palmetto State, 55 cent 77 SMKs on sale at Palmetto State, that's great news for Cain. But if it really likes a $1 a round from IMI on average, okay, that's a bummer, but that's what it likes. Cool, let's go.
It's not like I'm using it to have burned down paper carbine courses, right? That I saved that rifle for with the 55, whatever. This gun is specific action, and it gets fed nothing but a diet of good ammo, and that's all its life lives. That's all it should live. But again, here we are sometimes. The one that never ceases to amaze me, and I just had this discussion with the guys from Green Ops a couple days ago, about a week ago. It's like, why do you have all this stuff and not have a bipod?
My bipod's my least used piece of kit.
Yeah, but for a lot of dudes coming to classes, right, when zeroing guns, right, that's the one accessory they don't have bolted to the rifle. Why don't you own a bipod? Why? I zero off the mag. I said, you're not zeroing off of a magazine. You're shooting an engagement process off a magazine. When I zero a gun, I need all the stability that I can possibly wrangle out.
Yeah.
Bipod, tripod, whatever it is, bags, I don't care. But and that brings it up because I saw this at a class recently that I was teaching. The guy had all the equipment, all the good ammo, quality ammunition, he's trying to do it off of a magazine, I'm like, bro, stop, just put this piece of pick rail on your gun, just put a bipod on it. Now let's look at your group difference. Oh my God, that's such a
a crumpled up pillow he stole from the hotel would have worked better than a
take one of those, dump your backpack out, shove it in the backpack with a couple extra towels. Don't think that hasn't happened at a lot of courses over the years.
I mean, having just a simple pick. I mean, even the Magpul bipods, where you can throw it on your gun for a zero process, it's not a bad idea if you're going to an event or going to a match or going to a training class. And you can find those at bigtexordnance.com. We have those in stock in black and FDE.
I wish we had some atlases in right now.
We don't.
I'd be real happy if you had some atlases right now.
We don't carry atlas. Do you have a connection over there that you can?
I might
Send me over. We can get that talking. I've got the Area 419 price list right now. Looking at some of the ARCA stuff to add to our growing selection of, I don't know, DMR type SBR accessories.
You have your precision section of the warehouse now.
Yeah.
Look at the MDT bipod. Oof. Pricey but amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, those little pieces of kit, like when we took the bruiser class out here last year.
Nobody likes Joe Dawson. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about Joe.
Nobody cares about Joe.
But just adding a rear bag when you're shooting prone supported, life changing. You're like, that's not going to be. Oh my God!
It beats a machine gunner's hold, right? Like it's getting a good bag. Like one of the ones that I like for that when we talk about it, since it just came up, is the Armageddon Gear's got one. Like, and I love some of their bags. They've got their oilskin, whatever, lightweight bag that has a QD cup in it. You just clip it right into your sling mount. And the bag is always there to the buttstock. And all you have to do is grab that star and just give it a squeeze, right? And it's always on the gun, for when you need it for certain things. But it's a great piece of kit. Like a good. And the thing is, like we say this, but we also remember when we were those dudes figuring this out a million years ago, when we didn't have like Armageddon Gear, Coltac, right? Weebad, whoever doing bags. It's like. They were a good pair of hunting socks.
They were.
All the kitty litter, or all the rice out of the cabinet or whatever it was that we could use for a fill and a zip tie. Like, I still have those bags that I will use at times, like in a class, like, here, this is all you need. Here's a sock, here's some kitty litter or some fiber fill, whatever. Just zip tie it, you're done. You've got a bag. It costs you $4. It's not going to last you all year. It's not going to do this, but it's going to do this one or two things well for maybe the 2-3 times a year guys will use it, right? They're not the pro user, right? It's a consumer user. You should market some Big Tex socks bags.
There you go.
The twice a year crowd.
Yes.
We'll sell it like a DIY kit. It'll be like a thing of beans and
zip ties.
Kidney
Zip
beans.
ties. It's your survival end of the world kit.
It's actually got pocket sand. In the sock.
There you go.
It comes with a zip
just
tie.
In case.
Instructions.
One black zip tie.
In case of emergency.
Black zip tie.
You put dots on it.
Yeah.
You can. There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
People would buy that.
You would be amazed at how many people buy pocket sand.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. And we don't market it enough. We should
really.
It.
Yeah.
Is it actually for sale on the site?
You need it in colors now. Now you need to get it in colors because people will collect all the color pocket sand.
We have it in different colors.
Like
we have
purple and.
We got to make a limited edition though.
We had
that's how much I
we had it
in
red,
sand.
white, and blue for one Independence Day. We did red, white, and blue. Every fall we roll back the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice,
pumpkin spice,
orange pocket sand.
Yeah.
We were looking at a night vision pocket sand that was actually the glow in the dark powder.
That's awesome.
Mixed in with white sand, so it glowed.
How bored are you every day to think of
I get paid
NVG compatible pocket sand?
I get paid pretty well to come up with.
He's breaking IR chem lights into pocket sand at this point, like shaking it up. Here's one for
my
you.
Creativity is rewarded every once in a while.
Since you brought it up with that, like, here's the thing. Like, we were talking about this the other night, a couple of us here, like Jamie and a bunch of the guys. Like, we need to get you guys to sponsor a night vision sporting clay shoot up in Dallas at, like, the Top Golf shooting place. They do, like, they have glow in the dark skeet.
That's pretty rad.
That's like Top Golf, right? It's got the whole thing and all the booze and shotguns, right? It's going to be amazing.
Sounds dangerous, but okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Who cares? We did it as kids growing up at, like, the local trap club, right? All the old guys pouring pitchers of beer and stuff. It was fine, but they do, like, they're like luminescent clays at night that they throw.
I think I saw a video. It is
and there's just like green.
It's
like set up like Top Golf, and there's just like green clays, like all over the range, broken and stuff. Like, how cool would that to be? Like, slap a maul on a shotgun and go shoot that, and just shoot it off like the IR illuminator. Just set the illuminator to about your shot pattern at about 40 yards.
Yeah.
Set it. That would be a fun, like, Big Tex event, sponsored event. Because 3 guns boring. Nobody cares anymore. Let's go shoot clays under night vision.
I mean, I can't.
With them all.
With them all, or like an Engel or a D-ball. I don't care. Just somebody's laser on the gun, right? That would be fun.
I don't even think I've fired a shotgun at night before. Because
I don't think.
Why would you?
Because it's fun to kill stuff at night with a shotgun. Because it's a shotgun.
We have different backgrounds.
But it's a shotgun.
It is.
Shotguns are amazing.
All the shotguns I've shot at night were also indoors and on a door. So shot shotguns in the dark at clay. So I'd be interested to see what that package would cost.
There's videos online. You can look it up. I'm sure they'll give you a special rate. It's just outside of Dallas somewhere.
We could see about doing that at the Green Line tactical class here that's coming up next November in Dilley. I think they just announced that. Don Edwards.
Yeah.
Right, Don?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don from Green Line Tactical.
Yeah. He's doing their big night ops summit this year at the ranch in Dilley.
That'll be cool.
Have you been out there to that facility yet?
I remember it from its other existence a long time ago.
Yeah. Back in the
became,
B-Dub days.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever do some training out there back then?
No, I just hung out, visited, saw friends. Cool. It was a good time there. We shoot guns.
Yeah.
So what else are we talking about? Rifles? We got sidetracked with
We got rifles on shotguns.
We
We were talking about Sun's precision barrels and how they were doing. And I know you said that yours particularly it's been said by multiple sources, but you were one of the source saying that it does like multiple flavors.
Yeah, I think the barrel that I'm competing with right now, when I broke it in with like 200 rounds I have a mystery box of 55s, half empty mags coming back from class, whatever. I know it's quality ammo, but then once I was getting see what flavor it was gonna like, I think I tried it with 11 different types of ammo, and it was from 3/4 inch 5-shot groups, and like my max was like 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah.
And I mean that's insane, right? 5-shot groups over that. So I was like, you can't lose.
Yeah.
So for my purposes, I went with the cheapest option, because if it's shooting less than an inch. What's that?
Economical.
It's an economical barrel. You joke, but the price point ain't half bad.
No,
either.
it's a very good. It's $300.
I was gonna say it's
$299 MSRP.
Yeah, $300. I mean, it's a bargain. Let's not forget. I don't work for Suns, but it's a lifetime warranty too.
Yeah.
So good luck shooting that thing out. But if you do, congratulations.
Here's your barrel.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know. So this is the second one I've had now, and it's treated me. Both of them have been just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we were also talking about 6 Max earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I've been running, I have 2 of the precision barreled guns right now. Obviously 16-inch guns running suppressed. Kind of the same thing. I found a couple of variables right in different loads. Like, the 69 stuff from GDI has been great, right? That's a great round as well. 69 grain gold medal matched it extremely well in the gun. As I was playing with it, shooting more and more like 10-round groups, right? Getting some really awesome numbers. I posted some pictures of one group. It's like a .72 whatever at 100 yards off the bipod, rear bag, proned out during a class. And it was one of those ones where you just couldn't lose. You're on the gun, everything was right that day. But I'm like, it's under 3/4 of an inch at 100 yards, for I think it was like a 10-shot group at that point in that course, and everybody's like, whoa, look at that group. I'm like, yeah, man, I shot that in front of a class.
It's a freaking laser.
It was, and that was with 77 grain AAC. $10.99 a box at the time. The guy's like, oh, you're going to blow your gun up. I'm like, I'm 3,000 rounds into this stuff right now. Stop it. Everybody has a bad batch. I've blown guns up with Federal. I've blown guns up with
literally got
whatever.
one of those batches. I was like, you.
Yes, I'm glad it was you and not me. It's amazing. But
I'm back to them.
Yeah.
I tried another.
Tried another lot, and it happens. You shoot enough guns, enough ammo, you're going to have a problem with any manufacturer.
Yeah, I've got some in my cart right now for my classic here in a couple weeks that I'll be getting.
It's been pretty consistent, the ammo. But for me, it's kind of the same thing. I'll test my guns out with about 7 different loads that I have, right? So there's 77 OTMs, tipped Match Kings, Black Kills, SIG, AAC, Federal. My go-to load, though, my go-to load for a lot of stuff is 85 grain Barnes. The 85 grain Barnes Precision is amazing. It's a little bit slower, what would you expect, but it is just an amazingly accurate round in 6 or 7 of my rifles. And I'm like,
we were talking about that in the fall, and you were texting me some of the shot groups you're getting out of that stuff.
Crazy, man. And I'll tell you, it kills critters really well, too. And it's a very noticeable whack on steel area at distances. So it's pretty audible. Because, wait, you can shoot an 85 gun. Yeah, it's set to feed from magazines, right, for an AR gasser gun. But, it's also $33 a box right now. At the cheapest I found it for 20 rounds. It's I put that away. I've got 1 or 2 rifles specifically zeroed with that load for actions, and that's all that they get. That's all that they see, and it just sits in the safe, right? And it comes out. I confirm the zero, once a year, twice a year with it. Shoot, 10 rounds, 20 rounds. They're still good. Okay, put it back away, It's a break glass, emergency, long-distance coyote, critter, whatever gun at that point.
That's the dusty bottle of bourbon on the top shelf.
You've got that exactly. It is 100% what it is.
So for some of our listeners who might be, haven't stuck their feet in the long range or the mid range or whatever you want to, long range for a gas gun or long range for an AR gun, marketplace or arena, I guess you could say. Why would you tend to shoot heavier loads like the 77 or 75 or 80s in that as opposed to like 55 grain? What are you looking to do with that heavier load?
So one, like my biggest factor is accuracy, right? Accuracy at distance. Like when I start looking at that, I start looking at wind bucking capabilities of that cartridge, right? Like today we've got 20 mile an hour sustained going out here, which, some of these guys that are out probably shooting with Alex and Russ are running 3.5 to 5 mil holds at distances with these 5.56 gas guns with this wind. And it's literally blowing directly across that range right now. I was looking at the flags today while I was on my range going, oof, these guys are getting a lot of data right now today.
Those flags are looking like they got starched last night.
Man, it's like full 100 milligrams of Viagra going on in those flags today. Like it is like no doubt they're like 13-year-olds at this point. Like that flag is not moving at this point. It's just solid straight across. But for me, it's accuracy, right? It's accuracy, it's wind capability, it's terminal performance, which is the biggest one. Like a lot of people really don't understand it to a degree when you start looking at what most people would consider an inferior cartridge, right? The 5.56 gun. But like even for myself, like when I talk about it, I'm like when I look at a 5.56 gun, and if I had my ideal druthers with them and whatever, it would be like it's a 600-yard max capability gun for terminal performance based on that barrel length, right, and that ammunition. And that's just, yes, we know the gun's going to go further. We know the rounds can impact. We've taken shorty guns to 1,000 yards. It's just math. There's no trickery to it. It's not voodoo science. It's like, cool, here's a data, hold here, press, right? I mean, we get that. But when I start looking at it, what is the terminal performance of that round for me? What is it going to gain me at X distance? And that's often overlooked by a lot of dudes. It's it's good on paper and it does this and it looks good and it prints good. The other part of that is too, at times for myself, when I look at some of these rounds, 77s, 85s, 70s, 75s, some people, and I'm sure we'll touch on it, it's like they may look at that load and go, it's not really good at 100 yards in my gun. But all of a sudden it's doing really well at 200 yards. It's starting to stabilize better based off, maybe it's my 12.5 gun. 1-7 or 1-8 twist. And that round, that projectile has not started to stabilize yet until it starts meeting X flight patterns and time and velocities at distance. So for a lot of it, people will often overlook certain ammunition because they weren't impressed with the paper results at 100. But maybe they should also be looking at it at sometimes a little further out as well. And there's variables in that equation, right? Barrel, twist, chambers, your magazines. Like everything matters in accuracy components in these guns. It's not a bolt gun, man. It's a gasser. They're difficult.
Yeah, certain magazines even feed different. I mean, switching from a 20-round to a Duramag to a 30-round PMag, you might see a point of impact shift. It's a real thing, and that's at 100.
Yeah.
So, like quantified performance, when Ash is making us hit plate steel at 1,000 yards with a 5.56, those things matter. So I literally have match day magazines.
Match Mag 1.
Yeah, like
Match Mag 2.
Like they're like in a little velvet Blanton's bag that just get
Crown Royal purple bag.
Yeah,
it's my special bag of mags.
Get treated well.
Yeah. Spring tension and those things, it all matters, man. It's very weird with gas guns when you start diving into it. I am by no means an expert on it, right? Like, you figure things out, you talk to buddies, you understand stuff, but then you start to see it, right? And the only way you see it is to go shoot it. Like, you just can't rely on the internet, so to speak, right? You have to go figure it out for yourself.
There's 200 students here
about that
this weekend. Some of us were joking. I was like, what are we doing here?
I don't remember.
The internet knows everything.
Right. I just have to Google.
Yeah, I just have to get on Facebook group X, Y, or Z. And
I wish they'd all go away.
I wish guys were more inclined to come out. And how do we convey the hesitancy of either ego or letting down that to get guys to come out and compete or train
a lot of it is the ego, right? Like I know factually for me, like I've shot 2-gun, 3-gun in my past years in life back in Michigan, and believe it or not, there's actually videos on the internet, right? It's crazy to talk with that because like you don't shoot nothing. I'm like, I did it a long time ago, man. It's not crazy new,
like VHS converted,
pretty much like converted to digital stuff. Like it's amazing stuff, but it's like, why not? It's probably the best. Call it $25 match fee, $50 match fee, and 75 to 100 rounds you're going to expend. And you're going to learn stuff from other people that are there, not just you. And they're not there with an ego chip on their shoulder, man. Everybody's there to hang out, relax, have a good time, pass on information and knowledge, and just bullshit and have fun. Man, it's not that, right? It's not like we're going after $1 million purse here, guys. It's not that at all.
Don't
ever do it. Don't ever do it.
Half the guys on my side of the aisle be from shooting. I mean, absolutely solid dudes. So
there are so many of them. Like in this room alone, in this event, right? A lot of us are friends over the years. We've been students of each other. It's a peer review group, right, of dudes that we've all known each other for eons. You know, blowers.
And I'm new. I'm still wet behind the ears in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, yeah. Like, but there's so many good dudes here, right? Like you got blowers sitting where they're looking all mean mugging everybody, like, why not on that podcast? But it's just, he's ignoring us now. But like Bill is like a strong dude in this industry, right? Super good dude, super straight up human about stuff. Like have great conversations with the guy. He's mentored some other good dudes over the years, right? You know, Mark Smith from JBS, right? Yeah. Mark's an up and comer as well. Yep. You know, Bill's been on that with that dude, and that's good for that, right? It's building the next generation of dudes when we all go like, we are done with this garbage and let these next guys have it, right? And that's the beauty of this. You know, guys know my story. Like I came up under dudes like Pat Rogers and other guys. It's like, you know, through my career and then the Magpul era and whatever else. But it's like these dudes that are here opening up the doors for the next group of guys, right? And letting them evolve it from after us, because that's the important part of it. Like in anything we do, from the shooting community to the 2A community, because there is a difference there between those two groups and segments of this. But like, you know, guys like Blowers, guys like Dufresne that's here, you know, Colin, all these other cats that are here. It's like they're the guys as well as us and a few others that need to bring the next generation of dudes up. And the problem is a lot of it, like we were talking, is like the internet is it, right? That is the biggest problem. Everybody has a say without having a say because they're entitled to have one. And it's not that they're right or wrong. It's just like, okay, what do you have to back this up? Well, I saw this on the internet, right? It's like, okay, have you actually gone out and shot it and done the data or done the performance testing or done this or done that? Like, well, no, but so-and-so said, and I respect what they said.
This is the best time to train.
It
is a golden era of training.
Man,
we're all allowed to have our ARs.
Yeah.
We have 2 decades of GWAT experience with these guys that went over there, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. I wasn't one of those guys, but a lot of guys here have.
Yeah.
But they're time's cruel and unforgiving. These guys are rolling up on retirement and all that stuff now. And like you just mentioned, and even Aaron, he's like, take my material.
Mm-hmm.
Mold it into your own little clay statue and go run a business. He's like, I'm not going to do this forever. Someone's going to have to teach these classes later. Because, like, none of us want another GWAT to train another couple generations of instructors the hard way, right? So, like, the time to get training is now.
It is. And even if it's just enough, we're not telling you to go out like you need to be a grandmaster class shooter, right? Because you're not part of that 5% of the entire world universe of special people that make that status. But what we're telling you is like, just go out and get better, get better proficiency, get the confidence. And then when you've got that, go shoot a match. Like, go have some fun, man.
So much fun.
Spend $25, $50, 100 rounds. Yeah, travel's expensive, match fees are expensive. But if it's with a day's drive, like, get a buddy. Share the ride, share some fuel, go have some fun, man. Make some memories out of it.
Might be a silent car ride home.
I mean, you know, or go to weekend gun camp, right? I mean, we're at gun camp. This is gun camp, and you and your buddy drove down from.
Yep, grabbed a guy, Marshall, from north of Baltimore. I, just drove a little bit out of his way. Spent 24 hours, actually more, because we went. stopped and saw Roger at Four Controls in Dallas, then went down to Suns in San Antonio, then drove back east.
I don't know why you go to San Antonio before he came here. You got lost.
I know. He took the big loop around at that point.
We literally did the Texas Delta there. But we're heading the right direction now. So, yeah, I'll be in your class tomorrow, Steve, awesome. And then we'll be making a longer march home after that. So.
Well, tell me about it. I can't wait. I miss my dog.
I miss my dog, too. He's with my parents.
I just miss my dog. That's all I care about right now. I just want to go home and see my dog in my kitchen because I miss being in my kitchen cooking stuff. But that's really the thing in this industry, right? There's so many of this will get you killed. This will do this. Like, stop talking to me at this point. It's like I had this post that went up. I haven't been on the Book of Faces in, like, a long time, probably 8-9 months. Like, since I'm like, get rid of that. I don't care. But, like, my marketing guys still, are still putting up pictures and posts and stuff. And, like, somebody's like, oh, man, you need to see this. This is bad. I'm like, oh, God, it's the internet. I can't wait. And there was a sling-assisted shooting position, right, where you take the sling and it wraps around the magazine while the gun on the ejection port side. You pull it in, it creates tension, stabilizes the gun, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I'd never do that. This is some Bandcamp garbage. And this dude's just spewing it, like, from the top of the church. It is so amazing. And then I see the reply from Chuck Pressburg. I went, uh-oh. Here it comes, right? And dude's like, I don't know, 27 years soft, da-da-da-da-da, this, and that. And I've taught it and used it, and I still teach it and use it. Dude, like, dirty deleted the whole thing. I kept a screenshot of it, and I sent it to the dude. I'm like, you still want to talk?
The internet doesn't forget.
Yeah, and, like, you still want to talk? And he's like, block, delete. I was like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I said, good. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Toodles.
Bye-bye, Cupcake. Nobody cares about you and your bullshit. It's just the facts of this beast. But yeah, man, like, the thing that I'm excited about literally this year is taking that 6 Max gun and hunting animals with it. Like, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to murder some coyotes. I'm going to murder some hogs with it. And then I'm going to massacre deer with that gun suppressed this year. Like, I can get, like, 12 tags in the state of Michigan, right, for me legally. And then there's some crop deprivation tags, stuff like that that I get on legally. I'm going to waylay the deer. I'm going to do so much ballistic testing on whitetails this year with that stuff. I'm already, like, bought a couple boxes, like the 80s, the 90s, and that's probably the 2 loads that I'm going to live with for that. And I am just going to drop the hammer on it like crazy with that gun this year. Because I want to see, like, I want to know things. Like, what is that round doing on X tissue, soft bone, whatever. And then if I get lucky, like, I'll book some canned high fence, something, whatever, and look for something big and nasty and mean to shoot with it and see what it does just because, like, it's got a bison. I'm going to shoot a bison with this thing. How many bullets does it hold, right? But
it's capable of the bullet mass and the velocity.
That's it, right?
Down,
and that's the key. Like, and that's a lot of it for me. But I want to see what it does to whitetails at varying distances. I've got some good areas where I can hunt them, from 0 to 500 yards, realistically, in a few areas. So, like, we're going to play with it.
Because that's the projectile they're loading in that has been used in 6mm and 243s.
Yeah, 243s for a long time,
yeah.
right? It's basically a 6mm ./243 load.
Yeah.
That 6mm bullets stacked
more
bodies than the
my
play.
dad stacked a lot of. I think he's had his stock on his Ruger 77 redone twice, just the stock, just because he just beat it up.
Those are the best
redone.
Stocks. I would have never gotten it redone.
Yeah.
No, I've got guns that are still missing, like where my fingerprints, like my DNA is in the receiver. I'd never change those guns, but I get it. But no, I'm excited about that 6 Max. It's going to be a very interesting cartridge, and I think you will see some great things coming with it. Like, a lot of guys are kind of like, well, we don't know, because we've all been burned, right? 224 Valkyrie, 22 whatever, this or this magic
I'll say
caliber.
I still got shell shock from 6 Arc, and
Oof. I'm glad I waited on that train a lot longer than I did because I thought about jumping in it, pretty quick. And I was having a conversation one day with Kyle Lamb about it when I was down in North Carolina somewhere, or Tennessee, actually hanging out with him. And I was like, yeah, man, this is 6 Arc thing and da-da-da-da-da. And this is a bunch of years back, and now I'm looking at it going, and I hear all the problems guys are having with the guns or getting it to run or accuracy issues. And it's a variable right into manufacturers and the tolerances and the specs. We get all that. But I'm like, I'm glad I waited and didn't dive in that bandwagon. Like when I started hearing about the Max, I'm like, I'm going to hold out for a small frame gasser that does everything. And I think the gun, I hope, right, that the cartridge will take off. I suspect it will, especially in certain arenas.
I'm hopeful for it. I see a lot of advantages in my world of things, so I'm very hopeful for it.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a gun that you only have to hold like 3.3 at 1,000 yards?
Well, I mean, last year at QP's finale, Russo was in my squad running literally a welded 30-round 6 Max magazine from Duramag. I mean, it was like bare steel. His gun ran flawless for 16 stages, and he's shooting at, like, Ash squads us, so like all of us in the points race, so we're all shooting the same stages under the same shooting conditions. But anyway,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, dude, what's your win call? He'd tell me. I'm like, mine's double.
Yeah.
And he's just up there stitching.
It's like
with a welded magazine.
That's a 350 Legend magazine, that's been welded up.
Yeah, him and Justice Hall sent like a couple hundred rounds through, and they're like, okay, good enough. And then like up to the finale, he went. He used one magazine for the whole thing.
That's cool.
It just ran.
The thing I like about that gun is it's going to fit a wide variety of everything for people, right? It's going to be everything from, you can take that cartridge into QP, hunt, NRL hunter. Like, that's where I see the big takeoff for that cartridge is going to be NRL hunter. Like, when dudes in that environment start going, okay, I've got to go out, I've got to spot things, I've got to set up my shooting positions, do this wing calls, everything. Like, why wouldn't I have the best advantage possible that I can possibly get out? Like, everything's halved. Why wouldn't I literally zero the gun and hold from 0 to 400 yards?
Yeah. And we were talking about those lighter 6mm bullets too. The advantage of like balancing that weight and velocity and getting the velocities that you're getting out of a 16-inch guide that's portable and usable, and you're not needing a 22-inch barrel to get these velocities anymore. It's very advantageous.
Especially by the time you put a can on it, right? You're running it suppressed, so you got a 22-inch gun with a can, and you're like, oh my God, this thing's just a monstrosity. But now if I can do that with a 16, a 14.5 gun, why wouldn't I? Yeah. make the gun handier, make it more portable, make it more positionable. Yeah, absolutely. They're doing some great things with that cartridge.
So we've just seen leaps and bounds in the last, I've been in this industry, we talked about it earlier, about 15 years in some shape or form. But are we just making leaps and bounds because of technology and manufacturing processes and all of that? Or is there anything else attributed to it? What do you think?
People are bored.
People are bored.
How much 5.56 can you relatively, do anymore with a 5.56 gun? How much 308 can you do? How much 6.5 Creed can you do? How much 260 Gasser guns can you do? It's all been done. It's all been done to death. So guys are looking for something else. So it's like taking the 8.6 round. Like, whatever. That's a rich man's gun in game and caliber. I don't really, dive into that one too much. But it's like, why not do something different at this point, right? Like wildcatting now, so to speak, versus what it was like in the 50s, 60s, even in the 40s, right? Like wild example, Remington's old accelerator rounds, right, or whatever they were, where you had a 308 casing neck down with a sabot to fit a 55 grain 223 round in a gun, like 3,300 feet per second, man. Like, my barrel has just been burned out in the first 6 rounds of that thing of old, Remington, whatever barrels, but like, that was cool stuff, right? We had these things back in the day, like 30-30 Ackley. Yeah. I guess like, what's he talking about? What's a 30-30 Ackley? Google that shit, kids. You'll figure it out. Like, all these things have been around for a while. Or even when, like the Weatherby cartridges, right? Guys like, what? Yeah, 3378. Like, oh, what was that? It was, a 200 grain bullet at, 3,100 feet per second. Guys are like, wait, what? Like, yeah, man. Like, there was some real stuff. Lazzaroni, like the Lazzarini cartridges, like the Warbird or something, whatever the one was. It was like, it was launching like a freaking 75 or 90 grain projectile or something at like almost 3,800 feet per second. Ridiculous numbers, right? It's been here. Dudes have experimented. Now it's just becoming mainstream because we figured out like the right powders, the right cartridge, right, to do it off.
Even the cartridge manufacturing process has improved to make them more reliable, more reloadable.
And we're figuring out that we can meet SAMI pressures, right? We don't have to worry about overpressurizing these rounds anymore, and guys blowing them up, so to speak, anymore. With it, like, that looks like about the right amount of powder, and push a bullet on top of it, right? That's what a lot of it was. I mean, let's be realistic about max compressed charges were a thing. But now we're just better at it because we have all these cartridges and casings and rounds that have been developed over the past couple of years. But we learned this from all the previous stuff, again, through the 40s, 50s, 60s. Like there was one here, like a lot of guys don't really realize it when they start talking about precision shooting and what it looked like. Was it the Houston experiment?
I'm not sure.
The Houston something. If you Google that, right, it's really crazy. It was like a very early day in the life of like the precision rifle shooter guys that were like doing this underground meetup stuff in this old abandoned warehouse factory, like in Houston or something, somewhere in Texas, which is only 12 hours either direction in this godforsaken state, especially if you're on I-35. Where are you at? I-35. How many hours out are you? I-35.
Yeah.
I'll be there, whatever. But that experiment was interesting. Like this is like young days of like Brian Litz and dudes. Like there was people experimenting in this warehouse with rifles and barrel profiles and doing all this stuff. And I want to say this was back in like the 60s when this was going on. Not a lot of people know about it. And like dudes start talking. I'd be like, oh yeah, you think you found something? Watch this, and you bump them. And it's like, well, I've never heard of this, right? Yeah, because it was very rare. But there's actually like some articles about this dating way back when. And it is a very real part of the history of precision rifle and cartridge development and barrels and everything, man. It's wild to look back at the history of things, where it all came from. Too many dudes are just about the now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, things change over time. Like IndyCar, like think of what
Materials.
carbon fiber did to the IndyCar or racing community. So just different materials for like barrels, stuff like that. Like, all these cartridges. Some guy can shape a brass cartridge on and load it, and you might get 6 shots out of it. But is that realistic? No. But if now someone can machine a barrel that you can get 5, 10, 20,000 rounds of MOA accuracy out of it, then it's like, okay, now I'm interested. Let's go.
Yep.
Like my first real breakthrough in precision rifle shooting was back D&L Sports, Dave Locke. Dave had this great, amazing facility up in Wyoming way back in the day, and he used to do these events called the Proscopathlon. So I shot in that like the first year, second year they did it, and I know I was there for the first year. And it was like the precursor to like the International Rifleman Championship challenges and stuff like this. It was like 15 miles a day, hump everything you needed from food, water, guns, gear to solve any problems you ever had. So it's like you and your teammate are both carrying pistols, right? One of you is carrying a bolt gun. One of them is carrying a semi-auto precision gas gun, which happened to be at the time an M24, M14 rifle, right? And then you each had a broke down Car 15 in the rock, and like, oh my God, this is like, why am I doing this? But these were the things that started a lot of this. Now that facility, that event was held on, the old D&L Sports, is owned by a dude from our industry. It's like the High Bar Homestead Ranch, right? Drake Clark. That's Drake's place, right? So he bought that eventually, that facility, and it was amazing. I remember that place. We were there in the 90s, sent Drake some pictures, yeah, dude, this is the things we were doing there. He's like, yeah, I dragged all that steel out of the mountains, 700 pieces of steel out of those mountains to clean that place up. It was crazy where it's come from, because I think about it and go, I remember my first year starting with a 308 bolt gun, thinking I've got this down, man. I've got a 4-14 loophole on it, mill dots, Remington 700. This is awesome. And then I got there and looked at all the guns and went, shit, these guys have money. I'm poor. This is not. The next year, it's going to come back with a blueprinted action 7 STW, loading 83.2 grains of powder per round, which means a pound of powder was 20 bullets. Like that time, the barrel was molly treated, the bullets were mollied, the whole thing was amazing, and
whiz bang, all the things,
all of it, dude. And I was like, I hate this gun. It's big and it's heavy and it's terrible. But now we're getting out of lighter, better guns now. We had the explosion of proof research, right? Proof barrels, carbon fiber, wrapped leather, Walther barrels, and everybody else that's doing this stuff. It's just interesting to see where it's going now. But this is where it all started, right? That's the thing. This is the history behind all the stuff that we're seeing in the development process, because it all started somewhere, and this is where it all started from. Everything we do, man, it's crazy talk. But running the Suns guns has been great. Working with those guys has been awesome. They're very receptive to information while it doesn't get done right away because of all the things that are in the queue and that are happening. Cool. But it's like every other manufacturer right now. It's just time. It's just getting things in the process. But The new V2 barrels on the standard guns are amazing. They shoot extremely well. I have no complaints right now with the guns. I just had a bunch of my guns in for like spa day, so to speak. So I brought them in, did barrel changes, gas rings. Like a couple of the guns were up in the 20 to 30,000 plus round range. We wanted to see the high volume round count guns, like what it was looking like, what was happening. They took an interest in that to really see it and explore and go, well, what can we change later? Like, what are we seeing in that end user that's really putting a lot of rounds on the guns, not just 10,000 or whatever it is in a year or two.
Or 200.
There is those.
200.
Yes.
There is the 200 club.
There's always that club. And they've got Velcro on the case deflector. We're still talking about those things. But, yeah, man, I've been real happy with the performance of the V2 barrels. The precision marksman barrel or the precision barrel has been awesome. I'm really excited, though, to get that 6 Max in hand. Like I said, I just finally ordered it about a week or so ago. Yes, believe it or not, I work for a company, and I bought a gun from them. That's just crazy talk. Why would you do that, Steve? They'll give you one because I want one. That's the thing. Like, I will buy my gun. Why wouldn't I? Because I want it, and I want to play with it, and I want to see what it does, and I just want to do it.
Yeah, they're going to be.
Yeah,
It's going to be pretty cool to see how that pans out, if you will. You got any points?
We need a Big
for 'em?
Tex industry hog hunt kind of thing.
Yeah, there you
Like,
go.
go kill some Nigels or something or whatever.
I'm down.
Oryx.
We've got to have another 2020 before we do that.
That's right after the sporting clays.
Right
Oh,
after
the night
the
vision
night-
sporting clays.
Night
What's wrong with
vision
the
sporting
night?
clays with
You're bagging on the night vision sporting clays. I'm telling you, it'll be a thing.
with shotguns with malls on it.
Yeah.
Malls.
Look,
Malls.
listen. You know how cool that would be for the SOCF event? Night vision shotgun here in Dallas instead of sporting clays somewhere in Georgia or Chicago or wherever. That's boring. Let's go shoot night vision shotgun sporting clays.
Somebody had to have put a maul on us
I don't.
over under 12 gauge by now, right?
I've
a
had one on a
possibility.
1301. It's been
Nice.
there. I mean, guys laughed at me when they saw my lever gun having a maul on it. Like my 4570 had a 1 to 10 Vortex Razor, 12 o'clock dot, maul on it, suppressed.
All the way.
Yeah, and then I
Yes.
threw like my Knights clip-on white Foss on the front. It was an amazing setup. I was like, "What are you doing with that?" I'm like, whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
Like whatever I want to do. Like that looks heavy. I'm like, go to the gym. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It is heavy, but it was fun to do.
Rhinoceros hunting.
Yeah.
What's wrong with nighttime rhinoceros hunting? You say like it's a bad thing.
I mean,
You obviously have never spotlighted deer in your life out of a truck window.
and on that note, Cain, you don't have a website, but Steve does. So, Steve, where can our listeners find you?
SentinelConcepts.com on the net, Sentinel Concepts on the book face, same thing on the IG. Cain, if you look him up on OnlyFans, it's amazing.
Yep, there. That's how you're paying for QP, right?
It is. It's mainly feet pictures. They're not pretty.
I was going to say my at is short toes Cain.
Okay.
It's funny. This is actually the first time I've ever sat down with Cain. Like we've talked, online about some stuff and things over a while, but this is actually kind of funny to just actually sit down and just start to mess with him. But I think my big thing next year is to actually build in some time next year to go shoot some of the QP matches. Like I want to go do it. Ash has been a friend for a million years.
It's a
Worked
great
with him and
community.
Jack when we were doing stuff at nights. Mike Lewis, a bunch of the other dudes. It'll just be a good time. Like I just want to go shoot it to have fun.
Yep.
Like I'm not expecting to go in there and win and do anything. Like I want to go in. I want to have my ass handed to me. I want to learn some stuff. I need to see where I need to improve outside of certain things, and then go do it and come back and shoot it, man. Leave the ego behind. Who cares if you get smashed on a course of fire on an event? Who cares? It's a lesson.
They've done a fantastic job of growing that. I mean, last year there was basically one every month, and this year there's almost two events every month.
Yeah. Stretching from Texas, Iowa, and all up to Virginia.
He's had one
West
out in
Virginia.
Arizona.
Arizona.
There's one out in
There was one in
Arizona.
Yuma.
Yeah.
Yuma, that's right.
They
He
need
was
one
on Yuma.
here.
I don't know how the facility would do.
When
with
you've got
the
1,000 and
multiple
800 yarder, no
I-
big deal, and a couple of 260 bays, 360
Yeah.
bays, you could probably do something here.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'd have to look at it.
It'd be interesting.
I'm not intimately familiar with the range layout to say
Yeah,
yea
I
or
don't-
nay. But
Yeah.
I don't
pretty
know.
solid
I'd have
with
to.
it
We'd
here,
have to
but
look at that. I know we're doing Dealey, the ranch in Dealey in September.
That'll be awesome.
Is that one? And we're definitely going to be. I'm definitely going to be over there. Hopefully, I say definitely. Watch
Definitely,
it,
hopefully.
Watch it. It's like that's Bash Brothers weekend, and I've
Yeah.
already promised to go to New Hampshire to hang out with. So what do I do? Like, what did I do?
Do both.
I guess half of us are going here and half
Half
are
of
going.
us are going with there.
Yeah, why
There we
wouldn't you? But that's the thing. There's so many things going on around the country at any given time. All you have to do is either get on Practice Score or somebody else. You can find a match anywhere.
Yeah.
Go shoot one. But why wouldn't you? It's not tactical enough. I'll get killed in the streets.
And I'm going to take that opportunity to plug something on bigtexordnance.com, actually. So you might not know, but if you go to our website, there you can get a $20 gift card if you wear a Big Tex Ordnance T-shirt to a training class and post pictures of you in that shirt in the training class, as long as it's not there's all the rules online. I won't go over all the rules, but like technically if you showed up at Symposium, you could at least get a $20 gift card if you posted a picture online and then submitted the form on bigtexordnance.com.
So all those selfies I took of me on the range wearing your shirt, I could have got $20 gift cards.
Bro.
This is stupid. I'm quit.
I mean,
I'm done.
The Sun shirt doesn't count. I'll
Well,
give you
no,
some Big
but like
Tex
yesterday and
shirts.
the day before, I was wearing my Big Tex shirts.
Yeah,
And
you
tomorrow's
had
a
all
Big
last
Tex
night.
shirt day.
Yeah.
So I stopped at the shop to get new shirts.
Tell Jack after he posted on Instagram to submit the form in your name.
I will. I'll be like, Jack, do this for me. Would you?
There we go. There we go.
Oh, I love it.
And if you've listened to this podcast all the way through, we appreciate it. Drop a review, hit a comment, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. We're no longer on TikTok because I got banned from there too.
You're sounding like Grand Thumb now. Like, subscribe, share, click.
Karate chop that bell.
Karate chop that bell.
There we go. Anyway, you know what to do. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your time. So, thank you.
Awesome.